Alrighty there, it's a beautiful day over here, Lavish Lawns. Actually, we're not doing any lawn care today. What we're doing is putting in an air conditioning unit. Waiting on my dad to show up. He's coming from Dayton to help me out, so should be here soon. But we got the whip. I just had to go to Home Depot, get some stuff. We got the whip, we got the disconnect, we got a new fuse box, fuse panel, we got the wire to wire it up, we got some flux, we got some solder to solder the joints, we got the little couplings for everything. So I think I got everything we need. Already got the line set, got the AC unit and everything else. So what I'm going to do to prep up until he gets here is I'm going to try to remove this old line set. That way we can get that knocked out of the way. That's pretty simple stuff to do that, so leave him to all the technical stuff. He knows a lot more about doing things than I do. So say hi to the chickies. Good morning, little chickies. Oh, they look like they hungry. They want some food. I'm gonna have to get them some food here in a minute. But here's the old AC unit. Thing's like over 20 years old. Definitely needed a new one. So power and everything's off to it, so I gotta unhook the whatchamacallit. I have to cut this wire real quick and then take that line set out. Looks like the line set's kind of glued in there. I'm gonna have to get a blade so I can cut that, get it out of here. Looks like there's another wire that goes through there, so I better get to work getting this sucker out. That way it'll be one less thing we got to do when my dad gets here. So all right, we'll catch you in a minute. All right, we got the disconnected, so we got that off the AC. We got the line set taken out. Here's the pad right here. Remove the air conditioning unit all the way from the pad. So we're making some progress. Still waiting on Dad. He should be here shortly. He was taking a while because he had to gather up all his tools and make sure he didn't forget anything. So hopefully he didn't forget anything. Could try to call him, but I think I left my phone at Home Depot. I was holding everything. I was on the phone with him, and then I think I set it down real quick and scanned everything. There was a big line. I was trying to get out of there quick, try to get back here. So I think that I left my phone at Home Depot. So hopefully somebody turned it in and they just didn't boot game me. So we'll find out here soon. I think Lauren's about to go up there and check. We tried calling, but yeah, she's heading out right now. Here she goes. Gonna get that phone, hopefully. So drinking some coffee, waiting on Dad. I'm at a standstill now because I gotta wait for him to get here to help me with moving the AC unit, and then getting the line set out and soldering it and all that good stuff. But I've made some progress, so I'll show you in the basement where I took out all that line set. So we got brand new line set, because I guess you can't have any contamination in the line. So that air, it's a bunch of stuff in the air. So yeah, the line set hooks in right here. It's a big boy, small daddy. So that's where it hooks in, and it goes, runs all the way along the top here, runs all the way down, and then it curves, hooks a nice little L shape, and then heads all the way down through here, out this little hole right in there. So that was a pain in the butt to get out because they wedged it in that hole pretty good. So I ended up having to cut the line set and just shimmy it, just wiggle, get a little extra room in there. So, but yeah, hopefully we're good. Hopefully we're good to go. We'll see where old Pops is, if he's here soon. All right, we just unhooked the breaker for the disconnect inside from the main fuse panel, and now I gotta fish this wire out for this disconnect. So everything's unhooked. I'm about to pull it. This old box had wasp nests and everything else in it. You ready for me to pull it? You ready? Are you ready? right, we're pulling this old box out. There it is. Whole disconnect box. You see that? They rigged it up with 2 copper pipes. Didn't even have fuses in there. Had wasps and everything else. So we're replacing it. It's a piece of junk. But we got the hole now right through here. Dad's got the wire down there. This is a hot one. We're gonna fish that back through and put a new disconnect on there. We're making some progress, boys.
Yeah, it's got 4 wires, so it's needed.
All right, we took this out right here where that breaker box was, breaker fuse. It was a 40 amp. We're switching it to a 30 amp. We got the wire here, the 10-3, the old pink 4 wire, 15 foot of it. So we're gonna hook that up to the new fuse. Or is that a fuse? What's that called? A breaker. Yeah, the breaker. Brand new breaker. New breaker, new line, new disconnect. We're gonna be in good shape. We just gotta try not to electrocute ourselves here. Already got a little injury right here. You see this part right here? I was fishing the wire through, yanked it. Got a nice little cut on my finger. Bleeding. It's dangerous work out here.
It looks like you got one that was broke.
Whoa,
So the
is that
tabs off
broke?
of it.
Oh, hell nah. You gotta be kidding me. That's the one the guy gave me. Let me check in the bag and see if maybe that thing just flipped off in the bag or something. I gotta look in the bag. Don't tell me they gave me a busted one. Got one of the tabs are off of it. Check this bag real quick. Oh dang, we might have to go back to Home Depot to get one that has all the tabs on it. Dang, that's crazy. That we got the we're trying to. I was trying to get everything, make sure I had everything for. I don't see any tabs out here, so looks like we're gonna have to go back up to Home Depot and grab that. Damn. Alright, we're running the new wire up and through. Gotta go through this hole, one hole. There we go. Fish it through this hole. Fish it through. Whoa, whoa. Pull it back a little. Pull back a little. I went a little bit too crazy on it. Alright, we got it through that one. Now we gotta pull the wire puller. Alright, now we gotta come around the bend. Pop through this hole right here. There we go. Alright.
About a foot out here.
Alright, push a little bit more so I can get a little, there we go. Get a little pull, a little bit more. Alright. I think that should be enough. I think that's enough.
Yeah, you got about
A little more
out there.
Yeah. Well, we could always cut it out there, can't we?
Yeah. Put this around that pipe. Put it down. Oh, has it got at the end of it there? Okay, you need to bring it down through.
Oh, through
Yeah.
here. Oh, should have just did that before. You think that?
Yeah, I didn't see that.
You want me to just rerun it?
No, it should just go through there. Or if it's that tight, just give me the end of it and I'll stretch it out.
Yeah. You got it. You gotta watch out for the pipes.
Guide it with that black one right there. How many? You got about a good foot or two out there. Good foot.
Yeah. You want me to go
Sure.
check? I'm gonna go check outside. Yeah, we'll cut it short.
About a good
You want 1 foot, foot and a half.
foot out there.
Well, once you hook that up, you probably aren't gonna. So we want to hook the outside up first and then connect the electric.
This down here, just go ahead and pull it.
You want to connect the electric after we connect the disconnect first. Make it smart. We want to work smarter, not harder, you know what I mean? So we hook up the electric, and then we're not going to be able to cut the wire out here. It's already hooked up, so gotta hit that disconnect first. We've got the wire run through. Looks like it's raining. Rain and electricity doesn't work good together, so hopefully it's not running. Oh yeah, you got plenty. You probably got about 1.5 feet out here. 1.5 feet, 2 foot. Is that good? I think we got enough. So we got that through the hole. Now we just gotta install a disconnect. Show you how to do that disconnect here in a minute. Hey little chickies. Hey little chickies. Alright, let's run the wire straight down. Gotta put that through the hole. We had just enough wire. Looks like maybe a couple extra foot. You need something to cut it?
Yeah, I'm going out there. I see my bag out there.
Alright. Are we gonna do the disconnect first and hook that up? Yeah, I got the disconnect right here. It's up to 60 amps right here, air conditioner disconnect. So we're gonna hook this bad boy up. Should have some mounting hardware with it. Nice little couple of screws to screw in. This disconnect's a lot smaller than the other one. Old Pops came all the way from Dayton to help his son out. What a good man. Good man. On this Saturday. He'd be doing whatever he wants, but he's helping his son out. Now we're gonna have some AC. All right, here's the wire. Here's the disconnect right here.
Ooh, that's a lot smaller, isn't it?
Yeah, that's new school versus old school. It's up to 60 amps, so that thing will supposed to be fuseless. No fuse in there. Pretty simple little design, huh? Yeah, it's 4 different wires there. Let me put that straight in.
Yeah, this is one you could turn upside down, and that's where they pull it out. This is your on here.
Off and on.
Yeah.
I just pull that out, take it off.
There you go. Back here. And
do we need screw? It doesn't come with any mounting screws.
I got some off the old one. Where's it at?
Old one's right here.
The box.
Yeah, look how big this other one was. Way bigger than the other one. He said, where are they at? Where's the mounting screws? I got a bunch of screws. You want me to grab some screws?
They're inside there, unless you drop them out. There's 4 of them, I believe.
Yeah, they're not in there no more.
There's 2 in the bottom and 2 in the top.
You said in the box?
In the box, right there's one there. You see where the holes was. If it's not in the hole, then it fell out on the ground out there.
Yeah, she ain't in the holes, man.
So just use
I got plenty of screws.
a couple screws to mount.
You want me to
stuff
grab a
on
couple
there.
screws?
Yeah, you see how big the
How
holes
big's
are.
the hole? Also, we need some big screws. Or a washer.
Yeah, we need.
Alright, I'll get me a screw. You said you have some, or you want me to grab some?
I don't have any screws.
Alright, yeah, I got a lot of screws. Alright, let me get these screws. Right, installing this whip here. Got the whip going through the AC unit. Got 3 wires on it. Got it nice and tight there. Got the neutral, positive, and ground.
It's twisted.
Get it where it's not twisted. Yeah, nice and straight now. So there we go. Fish that through there, put the little end cap on. I got this wire right here going straight to the breaker, that pink one. That's going to go to the disconnect. Service technicians can get to it. It's a fuseless little setup, up to 60 amp. Got it hooked up here to the AC unit. Have to hook these wires in, give it power, give it juice. Alright, hooking up the electric there. We got the green for the ground, right?
Yeah, these are the two hot
The
wires.
two hots, the red and the black. We're hooking those in, red and black hooked. So we got juice, we got the power. And we're trying to figure out which
These
one.
Are these are the thermostat wires that come up through here.
All right, there's the thermostats that'll kick it on there. Looks like these bad boys are blue. And yeah, it might be the blue one. No, blue's common wire on the.
That's not.
We got these two wires go to the sending unit. All right, so now we just gotta hook up this disconnect. We got the green.
Razor blade.
Yeah, got a razor. You me to chisel that? Well, I guess I'd be in your way. Do that.
I thought you was gonna get it from the inside down there.
Oh, you may do it from the inside?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got the chisel here, so I can chisel that. Putting that whip on there. All right, I'll chisel it up. Let me get some video. Hooking up this thermostat wire here. We're gonna hook up the yellow Y for cooling. So we got the power already ran, and now we're hooking up the thermostat wire. We still got to hook this disconnect wires up. Well, we're going to do that next, and then we're going to go over there and get the line set. We're going to stretch that all the way out and then feed it through the hole. Work on getting everything hooked up and soldered in. We got these waterproof wire nuts. Use that for outdoor lighting that I was doing, so luckily I had a whole big thing. Got 100 of them, 100 connectors. We're in good shape. Got the big boys too. We're making some progress here though. We'll have some cooling power in here in no time. Just like that, bada bing, bada boom, we're hooked up. Now on to the whippity doodah. Disconnect time. Gotta splice those wires. Gotta get that sheeting off. Cut it down to size. It says right there on the snippers, do not cut these on live wires. Get that sheeting off with the utility knife. Peel it back. Get the wires exposed. We got 4 wires here. 2 hots, ground. What's that other wire? 2 hots and ground.
This is your 2 hot wires, neutral wire, and the ground.
All right. So there's 4 connectors where they connect on the
220
top.
connection.
Yeah, 220. Got a lot of power coming through here. That's 30 amp breaker, 10 gauge wire. 10-3, the pink one. You got to connect these into these 4 little prongs. Does it say which one goes to which on there?
Huh?
Does it say which one goes to which on the disconnect?
Now what you have here is you see these are 2 connected. So 2 wires go there, 2 over here. So you got the AC wires coming in. The red would go red to red on this side, and then black to black or wherever. Doesn't make any difference which side you're putting it on. They're both hot. So that's why they give you 2 terminals on each side. And then your ground is going down here, your neutral. So let's see, there's your black wire right here. So let me go ahead and get these. I got a little too much here. Let me go ahead and cut some more of this off.
You need a screwdriver?
I got it right here.
Just gotta loosen that little screw, put the wire back up through it, and then tighten it back down. Give it a little jiggle jangle, make sure it's on there tight. Don't do it too tight, but nice and tight. There we go. Just like so. Don't do it too tight so you can break it off. I've been known to do that myself. Hoss it up a little bit. All right, almost got it all wired up. We got the black and the black, red and the red, and then the ground wires, the green and the white, and the copper wire down here on the bottom. That's how we got it. There we go. Yep, we're hooked up. Disconnect, hooked up. It's got that little prong thing that you slide in. It'll link them all together.
Hey, hand me that black piece that's up there. Let's make sure I got these. No, not that. The black cover.
We got the cover right here. I think it tells you which ones to hook up on the cover too.
Make sure this fits.
Covered up all the wires. Yep. There it is. Perfect.
Okay.
We got a nice little service technician over here.
Double check this.
On the other side it shows you the wires, which ones to hook up. Load line off. Let's see if you got them right.
Yep.
Got them right. We got a technician right here, boys. Killing the game. Disconnect, connected now. The whip's all connected up to it. We got the red and the black, positive, negative. Got the ground wire. We got the thermostat hooked up. Everything goes through here. Just got to put the line set in, and then we got to hook up the breaker at the box, and then get those lines vacuumed out. And shoot, we about to have AC.
Leave that off until we get.
Let's leave this connector off till we get it all hooked up.
Yeah.
Put it on in there. Yes, sir. Let me take that try. Yeah, buddy. Almost there, boys. All right, we took the caps off here. Now we're just getting it prepped up with some sandpaper. Nice, get it nice and clean before we solder these joints in. We've got some good solder with the flux. Plumbing solder with the flux. Stay bright 8. That's what you need. Open this up for us. The joint's nice and cleaned up. We're putting that flux on there. What's that flux do?
Helps with the connection there.
Helps with the connection.
Yeah, the solder right in.
Helps the solder bond to it. We got the it nice and clean. We're fluxing it up. We're going to put a nice little solder on these joints. Go all the way around. We got the propane torch, and we got the flux, the solder. These were the caps that were on it to make sure nothing came out. All right. Just push that pipe all the way in. Push both these pipes all the way in.
Leave that one out of the way for now.
Go around the side. Alright, got it all the way in.
You have to tape this back on there.
Yeah, I got plenty of extra too.
We need to cut this off because it'll start smoking.
Alright, that cut thing is right up here.
You just have to tape it back on.
It's gonna get pretty hot, so take that out of the way. There we go. That flux on there. We're gonna have to hit these joints up. These joints.
There we go. It's in there all the way.
Got it in there all the way. Now the moment of truth. see if we can have this solder
Where's that rag at?
right up there. Let's see if this, get this solder, make sure that solder holds. You need a little more water on it.
Yeah. Where's the water at?
Make sure it doesn't burn anything up back there. It's a little watery rag. It's gonna get pretty hot with this torch. We gotta make sure that none of this is getting hit. Get this out of the way. Sweat the pipe. That's what they call it, sweating the pipe. Get it nice and hot. Yeah, you can see it sweating right there, boy. Get these wires out of the way. Get it nice and hot. There it is, it's melting. Melt right around the edges. There we go. Soldered joint. Go all the way around. Up, we'll hit the next one, hit them both, and we'll do the inside. Getting the small one now. Got the big one all soldered up, soldered looking nice. Sweat the small one. Gotta heat it up, get it real nice and hot. That way that solder will melt from there. Put a wet rag behind it. Clean up with the other pipe. Heat it up. Let it melt. Nice and there it goes. Now it's melting. You can see it's melting. There we go. Perfecto. Good. Hooking the wiring back up into the 30 amp new fuse breaker box that we got. So we got power to that disconnect. That pink wire comes all the way through. Got the two hots with the ground. Making the wire a little bit shorter so it fits perfectly in there. About to have power. Alright, looks like Dad's got these hooked up. He's got that new breaker hooked in. Looking a little loose, and we've got those 3 connectors. But hopefully it'll stay in there. Put that new 30 back on there. Putting that panel box back up. Yeah, the screws are right here. All these screws for it. You need the gun. There's 4 screws right here. That goes to it. Let me get the gun for you. Let's screw that box back in, and then we should have power to the disconnect then. Here's the gun if you need to gun it in. Another screw for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're back in business now, boys. Another screw. Get both of them. Alrighty, got this one.
Now, put the wet rag on it, quick.
I'll put the wet rag on there. Got it fluxed. Smoldering it with the wet rag. A lot of that flux came off when you just wiped it with that wet rag around the side. Just heated it up. Got that fluxed up.
You see any holes in it?
A lot of it came off on this side right
Yeah, I
here.
don't care about the outside. I'm talking about around the joint.
That's what I'm saying. Right by the joint right here. Looked like a lot came off.
You got light.
Light. Yeah, we can get. Want me to pull this light over here? We got this line set right here coming around. We put it in there. Now we got to cut these little nips off here. Cut those off. Solder up the line set. Vacuum out the lines. We got to find out where this wire goes. Hooks into the AC unit somewhere. We got to figure that out. But making some progress. We almost got AC. It's out the way. We got the bottom top torched. Got that all brazed up. Now we got the bottom lighting that flux on fire. Gotta go around it with the solder. Soldering these seams. That's how you do it. Get it nice and hot. Put that little solder right around the edges. A nice little bead walking all the way around. Sweating them pipes. That overflow. Yeah, looking good, looking good. All right, we got Pops out here testing the vacuum. So hopefully this thing holds a vacuum. So you figured a vacuum out?
I'm gonna use extension cord.
Oh, an extension? Yeah, there's an extension right over here, I think. I got one inside, but I think there's one right here. Dad's hooking up the kit over here.
You gotta get some lights out here.
Vacuum kit. We're doing it in the dark now. Ben had a gash on his head, so he had to run over there and check on him in the hospital. So now we're finishing up in the dark. Luckily I got some lights in the basement, so I can bring some lights out here. Go grab those. All right, we're holding at -13. Just holding there. We got the suction machine hooked up to the big valve now. We're gonna hook it up to a small one after that. Try to get all these air out of the line before we release the valves. It's staying at 13. So got the work light out here, getting it in.